I'm making Getting Over It, but using an umbrella. And after 3 weeks, you play as a robot arm in a short test level. But I want it to be a Metroidvania, where you upgrade your umbrella to reach the moon. I ended the last devlog with one single umbrella upgrade, the hook handle, which has a ton of uses. Along with more upgrades, what else do Metroidvanias need? An interconnected world. I want to make the planet a circle, so that if the player travels in one direction, they'll eventually end up back where they started. I experimented with circular surfaces, but decided that would make level geometry a bit too complicated. Then I realized you can unwrap a circle so that the surface is flat, and it becomes a triangle. All I have to do is build within the confines of the triangle, and add a clone of the world when you get near the edge. From the player's perspective, the world would be flat, just like from our perspective, the Earth is flat. But we did eventually figure out that the Earth is a different shape. I want the planet to have semi-realistic gravity, meaning gravity gets weaker as you get further from the surface. But what do you think happens to gravity when you go deeper into the planet? Gravity gets lower the deeper you go, but at a linear rate, rather than an inverse square rate above the surface. Meaning that in the center of the planet, gravity becomes essentially zero, because the mass around you is equal in all directions. Once you get the hook handle and climb back out of the first cave, the next logical place to go is above the cave, through this abandoned building, where most of the floor has fallen apart over time. Because it's such a small planet, the gravity fall-off happens rapidly. When you're near the top of the building, you're floating a lot. However, air density is thinner too, so opening your umbrella is less effective at slowing your fall. But what if you just skip getting the hook altogether? Surely it would be impossible to climb the building, right? That's what I thought, until I put it in the hands of some stubborn playtesters. Someone found a tech called the hookless hook. You can extend your arm and get the handle of the umbrella lodged on a ledge. Then as you retract your arm and aim the umbrella down, you can use that angle to get a big jump. Discovering this made me excited about the speedrunning potential of the game. I'm gonna try to design the whole game to be possible without the hook handle, even though sometimes it might just be faster to get the hook. Once you're at the top of the building, you find your second upgrade, the flashlight, so you can traverse previously undiscovered areas. For instance, at the start of any platformer game, there are two types of people. Those who go to the right, and those who go to the left, just in case there are any secrets. At first glance, it seems like there's nothing to the left, but that's not true. The flashlight reveals a whole new path. It's still an interesting navigation challenge, since the light follows the direction of your umbrella, but you can also open the umbrella to get a less focused light over a wider area. So am I gonna have to shine my light at every wall to find secret passages? Not necessarily. There are already some slightly more obvious secrets revealed from the other lights within caves. But also, they can be revealed by the sun. Did I forget to mention? There's a sun now, and it's part of the central motivation for the player. In the starting area, there's a dying sunflower. Why is it dying? It's in permanent shadow. Can you guess what's blocking the sun? If you guess the giant structures to the left and right, you'd be half correct. But what about when the sun is overhead? That's right, the moon, the namesake of the game. It's in a synchronous orbit with the planet, so it's always in the same place in the sky. So you've got to figure out how to, deal with it. The sun's movement was a bit of a nightmare to deal with, due to, faking the planet's shape. Without bending the light to compensate, there are several problems. First, large structures can cause shadows on places that would be on the other side of the planet. Also, the player can move fast enough to keep up with the sun, so if I wanted the sun to set below the horizon, it would have to change its angle relative to the player's position, which can look a little odd. I think the simplest solution is to just have a single spotlight that covers half of the planet's surface. The shape of the light won't be correct, but at least the shadows won't reach too far, and its path will be consistent. The sun allows the player to recharge their battery used for the flashlight, and to help dry up any water they've taken on. I originally planned that you'd have to shade yourself from the sun to prevent overheating, but in practice, it just restricts your movement. And I want to encourage moving, and moving fast. So going above a certain speed also flushes water out of your system. Although protecting yourself from the weather could be used more sparingly. Like when it's raining. That's right, the Umbrella game now has rain. At the moment, each drop that hits you contributes to your water meter, which would kill you if you spent too much time in it. With all this, it's still not much of a Metroidvania yet. There's only a couple of upgrades and completed areas. But I have already got a Steam page up, so give it a wishlist if it looks like something that you'd want to play. And subscribe if you want to see how it evolves in the coming devlogs.